Today on Beavertown Outdoors, it's cold, it's snowy, but we still got work to do. Hello again, friends. Welcome to another edition of Beavertown Outdoors. I'm John. I'm out here at the very cold and snowy, beautiful Beavertown compound. So for the last, week or two, we've had this roller coaster ride we've been on. It's gone from snow and cold, Arctic cold, to warm and rain, melting snow into an ice, and then getting a Arctic freeze to turn into an ice rink. So that has not made for very productive times out here at the compound. But we do still got to get work done. It's back to life living in Michigan. It's cold, it snows, but you still got work to get done. The reason being is just a little update. We're almost out of wood, which pretty much like everybody else in my area here, most of the smaller, I guess you'd call us wood sellers, wood businesses, we're running out. It's been a heck of a year. We keep getting these deep freezes, and people want wood and want it now. And I had about 30 full cord available for selling, and in the last, I'd say, since probably just before Christmas, I've sold almost all of it. Been delivering almost non-stop, which makes it to where don't have much time to produce more wood. But long story short, now I know you see wood in the bin over here, and there's wood in the bin over here, but that's all stuff I produced this year. That's all red oak. That's not ready to go. That's off that last truckload I got, which the majority of it was green. Was green oak. It wasn't dead standing, which means that's going to have to sit in season for at least until next year, maybe more. We'll see how well it dries out. I've been kind of spoiled the last couple of years of getting wood that's dead standing from our logger, but they haven't had any available, and I just checked in with him with Harv over at Miller Logging, and he said, yeah, they haven't got any dead standing and haven't got it lately, but that can always change, and I'm on a list with a couple other people to get dead standing when they got it. So that leaves me with what I've got here, which is, this is pretty much all I've got left to sell. I did find some dead standing in that last load, and I've been processing that up. I did that yesterday, which I've been putting it into totes. I've been putting it into totes again, just to keep it separated for now. Because I'm not ready to put it in the bin, because it's not. I did moisture check it. It's right around 20%. So, I probably still could sell it this year. But not just yet. Needs to sit in season just a little bit, at least dry out the center. So this is what I got here, which is of course covered in snow. It was bad. We had a couple weeks ago, we had a pretty good ice storm that turned it into a giant firewood sickle. But that happens too. It just slows down loading the trailer for delivery. But and over here, this is stuff I'm hoping to keep for myself. But it's if I need to, I'll split it and I'll resplit it and sell that off too, because that is dry ready to burn. But like everybody else with this, as hard as this winter's been thus far and as cold as it's been, we're eating through wood more than we did before. I'm about halfway through the supply of wood for us to burn, so I might end up using that for myself. But what I've got left to process, this is all that's left from this truckload, or from that last truckload. And over here I separated out, this is stuff that I found that had been dead standing, that was dry. Basically I process it, it'll be nearly ready to go. That's the stuff I've been putting in the totes. And then over here, this is all the big stuff that was mixed in that some of it is too big for the processor, like this log here. Some of it is either had twists, knots, things like that make it not quick to process. Basically, trying to be more selective, make most use of the processor, and it's quicker just to separate some stuff out. So this is stuff that I separated out to manually process. Going to chainsaw it up and run on a splitter, which leads me to something else. You may notice something missing behind there. That's right, the Rugged Maid is no longer with us. If after many years of faithful service, I've decided to upgrade. Couple of people out there know what that upgrade is. I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you, but there is a new splitter on the way, and it is definitely going to be an upgrade. And actually, I found out it is going to be here Monday. I know for you guys, this was probably at least a week or two ago, but for me, this is weekend not the first weekend in January. It's about the third weekend in January. Today's a Saturday, and it's going to be here on Monday. So I would like to, so that way I can get it into service right away, have some logs ready to go, have some rounds ready to go. Now I do have the ash back there. If you remember the other video when I was out in the woods cutting that up, that's from the dead standing, which I've got a lot more of that to cut up now ever since the ice storm. But yeah, so I've got that, but I'd like to get this oak cut up and ready to go, so that way when it's here, because it's in the next week, we're going to hit another Arctic blast, and this one's going to hang on for a while. We're talking temperatures single digits at night to below zero at night, and highs in the teens, might, if we're lucky, hit 20. That gets to be pretty cold out here. Plus I gotta be more bundled up. I still come out here and work, but I gotta be in a lot of layers of Carhartts, and that makes it harder to chainsaw stuff because, it does, but it doesn't. It's harder to do it safely. I don't like trying to put my chaps on over top of Carhartt, over top of a couple layers underneath. So today it's going to be 30 degrees, and I can get away with just some fleece lined pants, which isn't a big deal to wear my chaps over that. So that's why today I'm going to get some chainsaws out and start sawing this up. So anyway, I'm gonna get that set up, and I'll bring you a little bit of that. I'm not gonna keep you out here all day because it is cold, and the camera batteries don't always like the cold. So as much as I can, we'll bring that to you. So stay tuned. I almost died there. saying, that chain is dull. That chain gets dull quick. That chain wasn't dull when we started. Problem is, these logs, this is red oak. It's frozen. It's been frozen solid for quite a while. So it don't matter what we do. It's gonna cut hard. You know, right now I got a chain on the steel that is it's destined for the trash heap anyway. So you know, that is what it is. But I'm gonna get some of these logs out of here, stacked up, and we'll keep going. If you want to know how hard frozen these are, I mean, that goes in, but not very far. You know, even the log right, it's barely getting into this. The only reason it probably goes in that far is because it heats up from saw going through it. So it's cold. Cold, cold, cold. Yeah, right there. That's how frozen this is. It doesn't even want to go in. guess. Yep. Alright, so that was tank gas through steel. Usually I get a lot more done than that, but like I said, that chain is pretty much destined for garbage next anyway. I just wanted to finish it off, you know, and didn't mind. That gas has been in there a little bit. I wanted to burn that up, so, you know, in the end of the world. You know, but even a sharp chain, when this stuff's this frozen, I mean, this stuff's been an icicle for for at least a good couple months. So, you know, when it's that cold, it's been that frozen, it's gonna dull the chain. Even if you put a sharp one on, it's gonna be dull pretty quick. You know, I did check the oiler. I don't know if I caught that on video. You know, I did check, make sure oil was coming out, which it is. You know, my saws are all filled with DGP bio oil. I have yet to get it cold enough to where it doesn't flow. If it was that cold, I'm not coming out cutting anyway. It can wait. But here's what I got done behind me thus far. Got quite a few rounds for the new splitter to munch up. Should be a pretty good test for it. Can't wait to show you guys what that is when it gets here. But you're gonna have to wait till next time to see that one. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'm probably gonna get the Dolmar out and see if I can get through a little bit more of this. But camera battery's dying, so that's gonna do it. But if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed lately. We're almost at 1,000. You know, but if you haven't subscribed, but you're a regular watcher, please give me a subscribe. Until next time, everyone. From all of us here at Beavertown Outdoors in the beautiful Beavertown compound, take care of each other, be good, stay safe, and I'm out.